So this is the brand new Scuf Nomad. Now, this was supposed to release on July 8th, but I was a part of the very first group of pre-orders, and so maybe that's why I got it out early, but it arrived. And so let's talk about what I like and what I don't like about it. They took a few different approaches to the mobile gaming controller market than some of the other brands like Backbone or GameSir. This is going to be your industry standard $99. It only works with iPhones using iOS 16 or newer, and it's Bluetooth. It does not connect via USB-C. We'll get to that in a second. There is a USB-C port, but there's also some more information on that. As far as the size, it is 7.95 inches wide, 3.9 inches tall, and 2.01 inches deep, 228 grams or half a pound in weight, up to 16 hours of battery life via USB-C charging. And they say 20 minutes gets you back in the game on the website, but it does not say if that's a full charge. Wireless range up to 45 feet or 12 meters. Not really sure why you need that much distance when you sit your phone in it, but that's that. And a 1-year warranty. It comes with 2 replaceable thumbsticks that are at different depths or thicknesses. This will allow you to customize your gameplay even more. It also comes with one of their famous, very rugged, very well made USB-A, USB-C cables. I have a bunch of their controllers and I love getting these. This little thing here is so that if you use an older iPhone, it allows it to sit perfectly on the gaming controller. The tolerance on this is a little bit different than the Backbone one. It's a different feel, but it's pretty strong, and the button clicks are nice and refreshing. So really good textures, really good materials for the build of the controller. Let's take a good look at the controller itself. Looking at the way that this contours, now this little pro grip that they have here is soft to the touch. It's not hard plastic like the rest of the controller. You can see the edges there where it aligns and where it connects to the controller, but it is a nice little pattern there that has a little soft touch to it. That way when you're gripping that actual controller, your hand is kind of contouring around into a soft space. Now the materials on this, as I mentioned, they're top notch. When you look at this thing, it looks like it's a high quality gaming controller compared to some of the other things that are out there on the market. I really like the designs and the patterns. This is where your phone rests, and you see here there's no USB-C here. Again, this connects via Bluetooth, not USB-C. And so that's one of the biggest things there, and so that's one thing to get used to. It can fit a case there, of course, because there's nothing pushing up against it or stopping you from using a case like the USB-C. The buttons themselves are nice. The way that it fits in my hand, I have medium-sized hands, and so this is what it looks like in my hands. If you have small hands, this would be great for you. If you have large hands, I don't know if this controller is going to be good for you. But overall, I really like the way this thing feels and looks. The overall feel of the controller is pretty good. Like, they do have this kind of bump out on the sides there that allow for more space to sit in your palm. The one thing that it did take me a second to get used to is that this thumbstick is above the buttons. Now, every other controller you use, whether it's a mobile controller or whatnot, Xbox or PlayStation layout, these buttons are above this. This takes some getting used to, like clicking on these buttons here. The directional pad is the kind of dish directional pad as opposed to like the, individual up, down, left, right. These paddles feel nice because they're in a good position where your hand is not necessarily reaching for them, and your hands can naturally sit on them without having any issues. And then when you need them, you can use them without moving your hands. And so I do like where the paddles sit. And I like that these thumbsticks are full-size thumbsticks as opposed to the small micro style thumbsticks that come on like the Backbone. But the one caveat to that is that I wish there was a little bit more resistance on these. Now you can change the sensitivity to these inside of the software, but it's software driven. The feel of the thumbsticks, that's the one thing that I don't typically like about mobile controllers, is that those thumbsticks are very light and easy to move. It doesn't feel bad, don't get me wrong. It feels pretty pretty standard compared to like your other high-end, mobile controllers like your Backbones and things like that. For instance, like when you're playing shooting games, playing with something with a lot more give is harder to line up a shot. But for other games, movement and things like that, general purposes, you want, maybe you want more loose thumbstick. I like mine to have a little bit more rigidity there. One thing that would be a hit or miss for some folks is that this is a Bluetooth controller. And what that means is there is no USB-C, so it can introduce the opportunity for latency in your gameplay. That really depends on what type of games you play, your phone. Inside the software, this is a free software that you'll never have to pay for. As they say, it's touch or it can be controlled from the controller itself. There's one game that I have on there, Resident Evil Village. Here are your game launchers, and you can have different game launchers. It does work well with PS Remote Play, fully functional PS Remote Play, just like any other PS Remote capable device, powered by the PlayStation 5 or 4 or whatever. And so you're going to get full quality from that. At the time of recording, there is no Xbox in the game launchers, but you can easily go to xbox.com and go to Game Pass and hit create shortcut and send to home screen, and then you can play your Xbox Game Pass that way. Now, I'm not sure if this is designed not to play with Xbox, but this is definitely a workaround, and as you can see here, I'm easily playing my Xbox Game Pass games.
No mercy. Well, isn't the rookie? What are you standing around for when there's fugitives on the loose? We've been through the ringer together. Why not? Okay, fine.
Is she okay?
Sleeping like a baby.
So long ago. I don't understand why you are so...
Mia, get down!
So overall, I don't think it's perfect, but I do definitely think that it is a good player to be on the market. It adds some new things and some new flavors like the remappable pad or the remappable triggers on the back. This is something that you typically don't see. I'm still waiting to see the new Elo Vagabond when it eventually comes out, which is a full-size controller. I know Razer released their new Kishi controller that is a full-size controller, but this one here is expected to be really nice. I did a video on this one. Go and take a look at that if you're interested. But I think that the Elo Vagabond is potentially going to be the norm going forward, which is a full-size controller with a little bit more high-end materials. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like today's content, take a look at the playlist right here. And if you're new around here, consider subscribing and joining the Cozy Coalition. But as always, stay cozy in that crazy world, and I'll see you in the next video.